Streaming on clickorlando.com, you're watching News 6 at 10 p.m.
Supervisor from SO 10428. I'm being advised not looking good.
New details tonight in the death at Epic Universe, including the call for help as tragedy unfolded. What we've just learned about the health of the man who died riding Stardust Racers. And breaking news out of Volusia County tonight, a man accused of sexually attacking a 16-year-old girl in a park bathroom. He was caught on the run from the teen's family.
But you could be in one county and then right across the street there's another county.
The Four Corners area can be tough to navigate. What's now being done to help people figure out where to turn for help, where Orange, Osceola, Lake, and Polk counties all meet. But we start now at 10 tonight with an emotional moment in Edgewater. A large crowd turned out to honor a fallen officer and lift up prayers for his family. We're hearing from someone who knows all too well what this family is going through. The mom of an officer killed in the line of duty turned out to show her support tonight. Investigators say Edgewater police officer David Jewell was shot and killed while off-duty Monday at an Ormond-by-the-Sea gas station. News 6 community correspondent Troy Campbell was at tonight's vigil and has the emotional reaction.
We were here as a couple hundred people from the public, including members of law enforcement, came out. They held candles and they even placed flowers by Jewell's patrol car.
I want to take a moment to introduce someone very special to all of us. It's David's son, Bobby. Through the heaviness of this week, I have had the absolute pleasure of truly getting to know him. Bobby is an incredible young man, full of passion, determination, and a steadfast commitment to carry his father's legacy.
Family members of 45-year-old David Jewell attending a candlelight vigil on Friday evening.
It's Blue family. I feel very close to law enforcement. The way he died or was killed rings true because my son was also shot in the head and suffered for many days and before he succumbed to the injuries.
Peggy Rayner says after the murder of her son, Daytona Beach police officer Jason Rayner, she makes it a point to support others in a time of need.
How important during those first moments is it to have that support from law enforcement the way that the Jewell family is receiving that now?
Overwhelming. It's like people come out of the woodwork, so to speak. But knowing that people that I didn't know, and I'm sure they're going through the same thing.
Others in the community said they came with their children to show their support.
And why is it so important to make sure you bring the young ones with as well?
Just so they can understand that it's very important to show your respect when somebody very important, like this officer tonight that passed away, it's so important to show your respect when something like this happens, and just letting them see how it is in the real world, and just so they can see.
Edgewater Mayor Diesel Depew says the turnout is a testament of the community's support of law enforcement.
And explain the turnout tonight and your reaction to it.
Well, Edgewater community always comes together, unfortunately, during time of tragedy or time of happiness. And I'm not surprised by the turnout. I knew it would be a large turnout. David was a wonderful individual in the community. Law enforcement from all over the state of Florida came to honor his legacy.
In Edgewater, I'm your community correspondent, Troy Campbell, News 6.
We have some breaking news out of Volusia County tonight. Deputies just tweeted this video of a man arrested for sexually attacking a 16-year-old girl in a park bathroom. The sheriff's office has not yet provided many details about what happened, but we can see from the timestamp he was taken into custody around 12:30 today. Their brief tweet says the man was caught after running away from the girl's family. Now, here is the mugshot just released for the man who is currently under arrest. His name is Carlos Rodriguez Jr. The 43-year-old is being held without bond right now on 3 charges, including traveling to meet after using a computer to lure a child. We'll keep pressing for more information, but deputies are also asking anyone to come forward if they can help. New developments tonight in another top story, one making headlines around the world.
Supervisor from SO 10428. I'm being advised not looking good.
That's just part of the call for help made to dispatchers moments after something tragic unfolded at Epic Universe. Now tonight, one of the new park's theme signature rides remains closed indefinitely. We still don't know why a man died riding Stardust Racer's dueling coasters, but we are now learning more about him. He is 32-year-old Kevin Zavala, and he had a pre-existing spinal injury. News 6's Laverne McGee is outside Epic Universe digging into the details.
We got a report that says the man was on medication and had a pre-existing spinal injury. They also said they didn't get any 911 calls, most likely because guests can't use cell phones on rides. They have radio traffic from Orange County Fire Rescue. Take a listen.
Orange County Fire Rescue is on scene, CPR in progress. Supervisor from SO 10428. I'm being advised it's not looking good. I think I heard you say you're 51 as well.
While state and local investigators work inside the park, outside, those who knew Kevin Zavala are sharing pictures and memories. Quote, Kevin was truly one of a kind. He had an old soul wise beyond his years, with a heart full of compassion, love, and understanding. That is just part of a GoFundMe page reportedly dedicated to Kevin Zavala, adding, quote, he was the kind of person who always made time to listen, offer thoughtful advice, and lift others up, even when he was facing challenges of his own. As for exactly what happened, the medical examiner determined the manner of death an accident. You can see from the photos on the GoFundMe page, he used a wheelchair. Stardust is a relatively new ride with Epic Universe that opened in May. The Orange County Medical Examiner released a statement saying he died of multiple blunt impact injuries. While the Orange County Sheriff's Office's investigation into the death continues, the park has made the decision to keep the roller coaster closed. Laverne McGee, News 6.
Now, the quickest way to get updates on this story is to download our News 6 app and turn on breaking news alerts. Search WKMG in your phone's app store to find it. It is a big investigation happening in Osceola County. Tonight, we are learning new details about what led to one of Kissimmee's top police officers to be put on paid leave. This afternoon, Kissimmee Police Chief Charles Broadway says Deputy Chief Wilson Munoz was put on leave as part of the final disciplinary matter regarding the Andrew Basiggio case. Basiggio pleaded guilty to felony battery and other charges and a high-profile use of force case from 2023. So far, around a dozen officers and employees have already been fired, demoted, suspended, and also some resigning because of this case. An independent investigation of the police department released earlier this year revealed that Munoz admitted the agency, quote, probably should have conducted a criminal investigation into Basiggio's actions, but decided to forego it. Munoz has been placed on administrative leave with pay for the duration of this investigation. A man is facing serious charges for sending threats to a high school student. The Flagler County Sheriff's Office says last month a student at Matanzas High School told the school resource deputy he was getting threatening text messages from a man who graduated from the school earlier this year. Deputies looked at the messages Carl Wesley is accused of sending the teen, which included a picture of 2 pistols, a rifle, and an AK-47, and threatened to kill him. Deputies tracked down Wesley at his home. He told them he sent the messages because the teen was spreading rumors about him, and he did not even own any guns. He was arrested on a warrant for written or electronic threats to kill. He's being held on $5,000 bond. E-bikes can be fun and convenient and are more popular than ever. You don't need a license, registration, or insurance, and anyone of any age can ride one in Florida. Winter Springs community correspondent Catherine Silver looks into the e-bike boom there.
Just walk down a trail near you and you're sure to spot an e-bike.
It's a multi-billion-dollar industry with no end in sight.
In Winter Springs, Police Chief Matt Tracht says his department sees kids riding e-bikes all over town as young as elementary age.
The fastest average speed that was recorded for the Tour de France was 26 miles an hour throughout the whole race. So these are pros that have had decades of training and experience on bikes, but yet we're going to give a kid in elementary school or middle school an e-bike that goes 28 miles an hour and tell them, go have a good day.
That's why his officers are everywhere you see e-bikes, educating.
We're making pamphlets that we can pass out to the kids, and we're even going into the schools.
And enforcing the rules. This is body camera video from when a child was stopped recently in Trotwood Park.
Since school started, we've stopped 45 kids on bicycles.
What are the basic rules?
State laws say an e-bike can go anywhere a bicycle can go. What we're seeing are kids in packs of e-bikes ignoring those, ignoring the rules of the roadway. You have to stop stop at stop signs. You have to operate it like you're operating a vehicle.
E-bikes are anywhere from 50 pounds to about 100 pounds.
John Frame manages Adventure Cycling, a bike shop off 434.
On this one, you can see there's a motor in the crank area, whereas on these ones, the motor is actually in the rear wheel. So we've had a lot of people come in and buy e-bikes just for commuting, getting to work and stuff.
As people change how they get from A to B, e-bikes have changed business.
We still do a lot of regular bikes, but there's definitely a huge increase in the amount of e-bikes that we're working on day to day.
It's just boomed.
Yeah.
They're also changing communities across Central Florida. How do parents make sure their kid's e-bike is street legal?
If it doesn't have pedals, that's going to be your number one indicator. A lot of these parents are buying these e-motorbikes that don't have pedals that will go from 30 up to 70 miles an hour. Recently, we stopped a kid in a park that said, yep, I was just going 37 miles an hour.
Are parents aware sometimes that their kid is even on an e-motorcycle and not an e-bike?
Unfortunately, no. They don't know until we either stop them and we call a parent and say, hey, your kid's on an e-motorbike and they can't be riding this.
In Winter Springs, Catherine Silver, News 6.
Well, if you ask, where am I? Right now, the answer is probably your home. But for people driving around the area known as the Four Corners, the answer isn't quite so clear. Polk, Lake, Orange, and Osceola counties all come together in one spot, creating confusion, especially who to call in the event of an emergency. Osceola County community correspondent Stephanie Rodriguez looks at a new tool to help people find the right help.
The Four Corners Task Force has created a website to help people figure out which local government they fall under so they can get the resources that they need.
What's it like living in a place that's on the intersection of 4 different counties?
It's kind of weird because, you know, you could be in one county and then right across the street there's another county.
Considered a census-designated place or an unincorporated community without a legal government or boundaries, navigating local services in Four Corners can be difficult. When you first moved here, was there any confusion about which county you are in?
Yes. Originally, when we did get here, we were doing tax stuff and stuff. They kept saying that we were in Lake County. We're like, no, we're Polk County. And well, then there's, Orange County.
To help the nearly 60,000 residents who call it home know which county is responsible for their public services, the Four Corners Task Force created this, a new online address tool. This is what the website looks like. All you need to do is put in your location, and then it'll show you your location as well as relevant links to many county services like the tax collector, property appraiser, or the school district. Residents who've had to figure it out alone think this will be very beneficial.
Perfect. That's perfect because, there is a lot of confusion and there's a lot of elderly people that live here. So that would be a benefit to them too.
I think that would be great because you can actually find your resources that you're looking for.
We have a link to that website at clickorlando.com. I'm your Osceola County community correspondent, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Wild weather tonight out west, and it has led to a close call for a man who was trying to save his truck. How he was nearly washed away in this mudslide. Jonathan.
Nice and quiet over here. We have hardly any showers out there to speak of. We had a couple of downpours off the Atlantic. Those are gone tonight. We'll talk about the weekend forecast with the dry one in store at about 10:19.
I don't understand it. And I'm not paying for something that we didn't do.
A woman receives a $4,400 water bill. News 6 anchor Matt Austin goes to Wedgefield to cover the latest chapter in a decades-long water saga. That's next. You're watching News 6 at 10 on a Friday night, covering Palm Bay, Paramore, and all of Central Florida. All right, think about your average water bill. Now imagine getting a bill for 1 month for more than $4,400. So this woman contacted News 6 saying that she has nowhere else to turn. Her water is scheduled to be shut off Tuesday, and she says this has to be some sort of glitch. Matt Austin spoke with her about the issues with that water company, Plurus.
It's been difficult. My family has passed away. I'm taking care of my grandfather and my dad, so it's hard.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Annika Martin can barely keep her head above water. On top of everything else going on in her life, in July, Martin received this water bill for $4,400 for 1 month. What do you think's happening?
I think that there's a computer glitch of some sort, and I don't know exactly what's going on, but something's going on.
Here's a closer look at the bill. On June 8th, her water usage goes from averaging 0 to 10 gallons per hour to 180. Then it stays between 240 and 300 gallons per hour for nearly a month straight at all hours of the day and night. You don't have any pet hippos that you wash regularly?
No.
You don't have a mini SeaWorld going behind your house?
Nothing.
None of that?
Nothing.
News 6 has covered the water drama in Martin's neighborhood for more than a decade. She lives in Wedgefield in East Orange County. Plurus Water Company services the area. Neighbors have complained of smelly water and excessive rates for years.
We pay more for water than anybody. I'm not so happy about that. We can't drink the water. We're probably getting sick from bathing in the water. It's just not acceptable. None of it. If they have faulty equipment, it's not our responsibility.
Martin says she called 2 plumbers who both confirmed there was no leak. We reached out to Plurus. They responded saying they checked the meter, no issues. In an email, the company wrote, Plurus is not legally bound to give Miss Martin an adjustment on the elevated usage charges. In an act of good faith, we have offered a tier rate adjustment and payment plan on the remaining balance. Miss Martin has not yet acknowledged if she will accept the offer. The bill was cut to $1,800.
My response is, you're still wanting me to pay for water that I did not use. The only acceptable thing is to adjust my bill to what it normally is, and I'll pay it. That's it. But my water is going to be shut off on Tuesday if I don't pay this.
Let's hope we can get a solution for her fast. Well, tonight we are seeing absolutely frightening video just in from California. Look at this. Thunderstorms last night led to intense mudslides in Oakland, and trying to save a pickup truck could have cost a man his life. Take a closer look at this video. He hops in and then tries to drive off as waves of mud wash in, creating what suddenly became a river yesterday. Your heart just aches for this poor guy because there's nowhere for him to go. A man recording the video yelled to the driver to get out of there. We're told the man made it out safely, but we're not sure about the fate of that truck. Glen Oak is in the San Bernardino area, about 2 hours due east of Los Angeles, and you can see there will be a lot to clean up because homes have been partially buried in mud and muck. The good news, though, there are no reports that anyone is missing, injured, or dead. That is great news. But I feel for that guy. He's just trying to save his truck, and he's thinking one right move and I can get out of here. But one wrong move and he's stuck and he's a goner. Yeah,
gotta
absolutely.
let it go.
Yeah, meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now with a look at our own weekend forecast. We're looking a little better than that.
Much, much better. Yeah, now the thing is, we talked about this earlier. We're going to increase the humidity when compared to last weekend a little bit, but still we're doing very nice. Most of us are going to be dry and, with all things considered, to be less humidity than what we would see on a typical summer day. Radar scanning our skies, not finding a thing out there. And again, that's how it's likely going to stay for the bulk of tomorrow as well. Here's the deal. We have this trough of low pressure. That's this dotted line here. You can see the wind coming up from the south and east, kind of rounding that, and then coming back out of the north and east. That's an elongated area of low pressure. We call that an open wave. And area of low pressure going to work its way up that. It's going to send the breeze off of the Atlantic out of the north and east. As it works its way through the northern part or up the Florida coast, it's going to help to bring in some drier air. So we have a storm developing out there. It's going to pump in some drier air for most of the peninsula. There's 4 o'clock in the morning. Things are looking pretty good. Just a couple of downpours, again, trying to push on shore. There's the afternoon. And that's my only concern for a straight downpour. It'd be quick hitting, it'd be short-lived. As we move through the afternoon tomorrow, most of us, again, are going to be on the dry side. And I think the same thing is going to happen as we move into Sunday as well. Here's a live look outside downtown Orlando with our Light Orlando Delivering Hope Skycam this evening. We're back to the upper 70s. The breeze out of the northeast at about 10 miles an hour tonight. We'll keep that breeze with us as we move into tomorrow as well. So you'll notice that breezy at times breeze out of the north and east tomorrow. 78 in Leesburg. We're 80 in Kissimmee. 79 right now in Oviedo. Good evening in Sanford. We're back to 78. We're in the upper 70s in Lake Mary as well. Tomorrow, here's your forecast. 20% shot for a downpour. Again, I think that's mainly tied. 95 corridor in the Atlantic beaches. We're at 91 in Mount Dora. 90 in Holopaw, 88 degrees in Palm Bay tomorrow. Weekend looking very nice again, a little bit warmer, a little bit more humid than last week. Temperatures back to around 90 on Saturday, 91 degrees on Sunday. Again, it's certainly going to be a little more humid than what we woke up to this weekend. It's still going to be pretty nice, though, when you're waking up tomorrow and also on Sunday. There's that area of low pressure we were showing you before in real time on the satellite. It works its way to the north, but notice the blue arrows out of the north and east. Again, that is that drier air that is going to be plunging down the Florida Peninsula as we move into your Saturday and then again on Sunday. Still with that breeze out of the north and east, though, it does keep the opportunity for those few coastal downpours with us. Again, most of us are going to be on the drier side as we move through the weekend. 40% shot for thunderstorms on Monday. That is the first official day of fall. Right around 90 for a high temperature, lower 90s on Tuesday and Wednesday. Rain chances holding tight at about 40% all week.
Brr for fall. All right, thank you, Jonathan. People in Marion County are getting results for one of their own, a 92-year-old Korean War vet. We told you 2 weeks ago his home was heavily damaged when it was hit by a car. Next, News 6's Alex Cook shares how the community helped him start to rebuild by tearing down that trailer.
I'm in Ocklawaha, where I first told you about Otis Fender, a 92-year-old Korean War veteran whose trailer home was hit by a car that ran off the road last month, leaving it unlivable. The nonprofit Villagers for Veterans has been working to get him into a new home, and News 6 is a part of that. Haskins Demolition and Disposal out of Ocala saw our story and offered to demolish Otis's old home for free, getting results on the mission to put a new roof over the veteran's head.
I really need all the help that I can get.
That's what Otis Fender told me 2 weeks ago as volunteers unloaded his belongings from his unlivable home after a car went off the road and crashed into it. Thanks to the nonprofit Villagers for Veterans, he's getting that help. While raising funds for a new trailer, Catherine Wilgus with the organization contacted local demolition companies about removing the old trailer. It's a job that would normally cost at least $6,000.
We shared the story, the link that you gave me. I told them that the nonprofit was looking at trying to get some assistance with this, and I forwarded the news coverage.
Haskins Demolition out of Ocala took the job on for free. They even covered the cost of permits for the work.
We saw the story, saw that you guys were needing a little assistance, so we came in and offered our services for the Korean War veteran just to be able to take it out.
And today they came out with their excavators to tear it all down. Their partners at Waste Pro also chipping in, loading up and hauling off the demolished trailer for free.
Touched my heart. My dad's also a Korean War veteran and one of our drivers also. So anyway, we wanted to do our part to help with it.
Wilgus's organization has raised about $7,000 for Otis so far and now passed the baton to the VFW in Bellevue, who are working to get a new trailer and get it moved onto the site.
New 6 is getting results, and you know it's been a blessing. And I know Otis, which we didn't have Otis here today because there's too much going on for safety purposes, but he's ecstatic. You know, he just wants to get back to his home, and this was the first major step because you can't put anything back in until you take the old out.
The old trailer now gone, the ground flattened and ready for a new home. Otis did stop by to meet the crew and say thanks. In Ocklawaha, Alex Cook, getting results, News 6.
Thanks for joining us. You can find all of tonight's stories plus breaking news on News 6 Plus. It's free to download on your smart TV or your streaming device. We'll see you back here again tonight at 11 o'clock. Bye.